Goodness knows you've been looking long enough. With the Volvo XC90, you've finally found what you've been looking for. A luxury SUV with seating for up to 7 people and loads of cargo space. Not to mention premium technology, including Google Maps, Google Assistant and Google Play. The Volvo XC90 is what you're looking for. Now at special run-out pricing from $99,990 plus on-roads. Visit Volvo Cars and discover why the XC90 is the vehicle for right now.
You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Sunday afternoons mean a chat with James McOnie, Alternative Commentary Collective, Crowd Goes Wild, all across your socials. How are you, mate?
Oh, great, thanks, Piney, and great to see that you've been listening to the Alternative Commentary Collective because you got Patrick Pellegrini on your show, and we were singing his praises last night, literally singing. Songs included the Thong Song and Perfect Gentleman by Wycliffe Jean. I don't know if you know it. But anyway, he was our player of the day, of the match.
He was excellent. And I must say, in one of your other capacities on The Crowd Goes Wild, I loved your chat with Kyron Tamoifalau. This kid can play too. Yeah, and he's got one more year until he qualifies for the All Blacks. I'm sure he's on Razor's radar. He's just so talented. You saw it a couple of times last night. He did bomb a try in the first half, though, so obviously there's little kinks to iron out, but yeah, he's just rapid and he appeals because he's just got that elite speed, which, you know, if you've been watching Six Nations, Bielberry, the French winger, just having the fastest man on the field often helps out. I just look at Moana Pacifica now. They've got the bye, and then their next 2 matches are against the Chiefs at home on the 21st of March. In fact, that's meant to be... Oh, no, that's been moved, hasn't it, from Nuku'alofa. They won't play it up there now, will they? And then it's the Crusaders down in Christchurch. Last night, you know, when they beat the Hurricanes, did it feel to you like a pivotal moment? Do you think it's something they can launch from? It did, actually. It felt like a massive turning point. I think Pellegrini made a big difference at 10. They sorted out their line out. They had their 2 big Palangi locks in there, one of whom, Tom Savage, got yellow carded. So, you know, it wasn't smooth sailing, but the dominance of that second half performance, especially against a stacked Hurricanes bench. We're talking Cam Roigard, All Blacks number 1 halfback now, Duplessis Kirifi, all coming off the bench and trying to make a big impact for the Canes, which I think they did, especially Kirifi. But seeing the way that the Moana Pacifica dominated territory possession, were really creative, they sort of won that up front battle as well. And to be honest, a player like Miracle Fa'ailangi is a bona fide superstar, blindside flanker for Moana and for Manu Samoa, and it's actually great to see a player who's, you know, come from the islands, plays for the islands, and is going to be, I reckon, World 15 material. Yeah. Oh, look, it's awesome to watch them play, and I hope that they do launch from this. Hey, if the Reds beat the Crusaders this afternoon, they'll be 3 wins from 3. The Waratahs 3 wins from 3. So after a month of Super Rugby, we could have the Waratahs and the Reds as the 2 teams with a 100% record. Did anybody pick that? Not this correspondent, Piney, but I did think the Tars were going to be good, though. I just thought they seemed to get the best cast-offs from the Rebels, and they picked up Joseph Suaili'i, and Tane Edmed was really good for North Harbour at first 5 in the NPC. So, really, I saw the improvement coming from the Tars, and it's great that they're doing that, because even the crowd seem pretty pumped over there in Sydney, and it's important, given it's a traditional powerhouse of the game and how dominant league is in that city. But then, look, I think the competition's incredible. Just so many games decided by, one-score games, they call them. So just, 7 points or under. That's what fans want to see. The biggest concern for me in this latest round is that Friday night with the Blues against the Brumbies. Small crowd, just didn't feel like there was much energy. You can't exactly call yourself have a home crowd advantage if you haven't got any people there or energy. That's a good point. It's a really good point. Yeah, it's a big arena to fill, isn't it, though? You know, even if you get 20,000 in there, it's still not half full, is it? Look, I'm not suggesting they move somewhere else, but I mean, we all know what a good size, medium, like I don't want to call Mount Smart a boutique stadium, but you look at Mount Smart when the Warriors are there or when Auckland FC are there. It's probably 20,000 in there, the place just rocking.
Well, that's the thing. I know that Andrew Hoare, the CEO of the Blues, is looking down the road and seeing what's happened at Mount Smart and the groundswell. It's just basically become, such a massive social phenomenon, really, of watching people go up the wires. And the Blues don't have that. They've won a title. What else can they do? That's the thing. They've got superstars playing out there. Bowden Barrett's out on the field with, Caleb Clark and Mark Talia. You can't say they're not an exciting team to watch. But the one thing that did let them down, though, was not taking the kick at goal. And I think it's about time that maybe the kickers, just like the old days when you played club rugby, quite often the kicker would tell the captain what was going to happen next.
Yes.
You didn't leave it up to the forward who's put his head in 50 rucks. You just sort of went, yeah, we're actually kicking for goal here, mate. And that was what
decisions made. Yeah. Hey, Six Nations this morning. At half-time between Ireland and France, it was 8-6 to France over Ireland. So we're talking about a goal kickers game there. At full time, it's 42-27. Defence optional in the second half.
Well, there's several things at play here. One is the French just getting a sniff of blood, really, over in Dublin and just starting to cut loose. And the new rules don't favour some of those big, let's call them plotting teams. And so the game speeds up. Ireland can't slow it down the way they like and can't control it. And the French are going, this is perfect for us. So that was one factor. I think when I look at that Ireland team, man, it was strong. There weren't too many key players missing. However, there was James Lowe missing, the Tasman wing. So you lose a Kiwi with only 2 Kiwis out there, it can be catastrophic. All hell breaks loose, Piney. It's like a clover. If you've got 4 leaves, it's good luck. 3 leaves, just any normal clover.
And did anybody ever look for a 2-leaf clover? I don't think so. I don't think so.
A 2-leaf clover. Come on now. So, I mean, that was a big factor for me. But even losing DuPont early, and I just want to come back to that if I may, but even losing DuPont early, it just showed the depth that France have. That people who follow that team will notice that even the bench, there were new players. So the depth there is crazy. But just on DuPont, who got taken out in the ruck and has a potential ACL knee injury, I think the clean-out is still a debacle. And I think rugby, the next big move, will be sorting out the clean-out, and we could end up going to a place where you can't lead with your shoulder on someone who's just standing there prone and trapped in a ruck, because that's how people, basically get injured out of World Cups like Quinty Pyre and other things. And now you see DuPont. I think maybe it's going to be more like American football, where you have to push, use your hands, maybe your arms as well, but definitely not leading with the shoulder.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Hey, do you reckon the Black Caps can do it tonight? I've got Gary Stead on the radio after 2. You reckon they can do it?
Well, how much do you pay for a commentator's curse, Piney? Because I think we can totally do it. I love the look of the Black Caps. I have said that we shouldn't be playing Rachin Ravindra as an opener. We should protect him from the new ball. And, of course, that opinion was utter bollocks, because he scored a ton in the semi-final and looked fantastic. And maybe that's the genius of it. That's the roll of the dice. We can only really score over 350 if you do have someone like Rachin, who is a budding superstar, opening the batting. I would still protect him. I would still bat him at 4. But then I'm not the coach that's taken the team to several finals and won at least one of them and drew another. Don't forget that, Piney. This time, though, I think we've got a really strong attack, that bowling attack, with our spinners working really nicely the other day. Santner just looks to be in great form. He's taken that captaincy like a duck to water. And then even Bracewell and Rachin Ravindra himself looking really handy, tying down the South Africans. So hopefully that can happen again.
Let's hope so. Hey, great to chat as always, James. Good to know we're on the same wavelength around our friend Mr. Pellegrini. Let's chat again next Sunday, shall we?
Let's do that, and I do agree with you about the Super Round should be in Fiji. Let's make it happen. Speak
Let's
it into
do it.
existence.
Yeah, let's just imagine it into fact. I'm not sure whether that's actually a thing. Good to talk to you, James, as always, mate. James McOnie, big part of our Sundays.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.
For a few years in the 1970s, the Mr. Asia Syndicate made millions.
Heroin creates its own market. It acts like a form of plague.
Until jealousy, betrayal, and murder brought it all crashing down.
Clark would have threatened him. Go and kill him. If you don't, I'm going to kill you and your wife and your son.
This is Mr. Asia, a forgotten history. Listen to episode 5 now on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.